And I want to ask you ladies a question about that, or get your opinion about it. Kimmi seemed very uncomfortable with the DUI questions. I will admit that Mel was very abrasive. I'm sorry, abrasive when she was asking these questions. Because it was in daytime. I was like, girl, like, you were talking about her health and how good she looks and everything, and then you just kind of segued your behind into the DUI. It just looked like Kimmi is struggling with this, and she didn't really want to respond to it. But the one part she didn't want to respond about the daytime, she said, "I'm not gonna," I don't remember what she said verbatim, but she was like, "I'm not gonna respond to that. Everything is,
She
online."
said public knowledge is public knowledge. That's what she said.
Right, right. But then, it's like she didn't want to respond to. What y'all think about that? Kimmi Cheese, what are your thoughts?
I thought Mel was being extremely messy and fake because when you was talking to your homegirl, Shay, I can't remember her name. You was being very nasty. Like, my grandmother died. I don't have no respect. And then when you got at Kimmi, you didn't say what you said. You was it seemed very fake to me. Like, if you against DUI driving, which most people are, I ain't saying nobody for it, but if you have that strong of an opinion that you had last episode, then keep that same energy. You shouldn't even came to Kimmi with it. You should have just been checking Maurice. Like, I ain't got no time. Like, kind of like Marsau did with Martell. Like, I don't have no respect for you because of this DUI, my grandmother, and I just don't want to have no foolings with you. And it kind of seemed like, well, now you being fake and you just being messy. We've seen this storyline go through every reality show with every court case. If you have an open court case, nobody is about to sit down and run down the details to you.
True.
No one's gonna do that. Now, I can see they could run down the details of your husband cheating because that ain't no court case. That's just being messy.
Yeah.
But when it's an open court case, people are not about to sit down and tell you step by step by step by step what they were doing, because all of that could be the lawyers could just roll that in like, well, judge, he said he did it over here on the Huntsville. So look. So I don't know what you expected Kimmi to say. I thought Kimmi was very respectful when she said, I just don't have it. And then she said, public knowledge is public knowledge. If you read it was in the daytime, then it was in the daytime. What you want me to say?
Look, that's exactly what I took from her. To me, I feel like that Meg was wrong for that. You got so upset by how people talked about you and your husband's situation, all that stuff, but you changed it with other people that are involved. And I don't like that. Erica, what are your thoughts, mama?
You're on mute.
Erica. Uh-oh.
Maybe she had to walk away.
She maybe had to. Okay. So when she come back, I'll ask her. But I love how you wrapped that up, because I just felt like, to me, I don't know what's going on, Mel. She seems so bitter to me. Every time she's on screen, it's like she's nasty. Hi, it's a Mel way. You got, and then as soon as she came in, let me get a t-shirt. She was like, no, I'm okay. No. Like, you gonna make this girl with a millimeter shirt
on her. Like, why do you think she made her wear that? She knows how the cast feels about millimeters.
They broadcasted. Well, she was the only one that really didn't. She kind of agreed a little bit, but she stayed on that Switzerland thing. She didn't really go there. But I just really felt like that Mel really tries to she don't want everyone go get some millimeters. I don't think she ever will. I don't give a care if they say something bad about whatever. Maybe Erica will come back. She just dropped off. I said she will never ever go against them publicly. I think she needs them too much. I'm just being honest. For her brand, to me, and maybe in her opinion. I'm not saying that she does. But maybe in her opinion, she's afraid what will happen if she went against him. I think it's more fear.
People who like Melody and support Melody are going to support her. And I would say maybe it's 1% of the millimeters, because I think it's cute for your fans to have a name. I think it's cute that they call them millimeters. Right. But it's probably only 1-2% of them that are going way below the belt and really cutting up, messing with people's businesses. So if you calling out the one, like, only hit dogs holler. So are you saying all of your millimeters are messy and going against the cast and trying to destroy businesses? Or are you only calling out the 1 or 2% that need to be checked? Because if I'm a Melody fan and I know I'm not doing these things, when you're checking the people that are, I'm not going to be hollering because I'm not hit.
Right.
So, I don't know what it is. I do think it's cute when you have your fans give your fans a name, but she needs to address the small segment of those people that are doing things below the belt?
My crew is Kimmi's Reviews crew, and I love my crew. And the one thing I like about them is that opposed to other channels where they'll want their channels to, and it's not said out loud, but I know they do. They want their people in their crew or whatever they call them to go into the chats and defend their whatever and be negative. And that's something I'm never going to ask anybody to do. I don't care if I'm being dragged by another blogger. We're going back, and it's happened. I've never asked my crew. In fact, I've gone on live and said, I don't want you guys doing that. I've said that publicly, and I don't even have nowhere near the amount of people following me as she does. And she pretty much said at that last, whatever, the girls trip, she's not going to do that. She didn't say it, but in so many words, she's not going to do that.
She said she's not going to call them off, and I feel like that was the bad move, because at the end of the day, everyone is grown-ass people. Now, it do be some little kids on the internet. We don't really know the ages, but for the most part, these are grown-ass women that are following Melody. And like, I'm gonna use myself for example. If you say everybody go over there and cuss so-and-so out because they said so-and-so about me, that's not my character to get involved in other people's mess. So I'm probably not gonna do that.
Right.
And so as a grown person, people can tell you to do whatever they want you to do. It's all free will.
Now, with that being said, if my people are in the chat, or like if you're on a panel with somebody and somebody just going off of me or saying something, I'm not going to ask you to do anything, but I know you're not going to just sit there and be like, well, damn, just like if I'm on, just like saying for me, if I'm on a panel or something live and it's unexpected that somebody comes on and start dragging you, Dina, anybody, some crazy stuff, I'm going to respond to it like, wait, what's happening? What's going on? Or even Erica, why are you dragging? I'm going to say something in response. And I know you guys do the same thing. But I would never ask. I would never send. I would never send a mass message to Kimmi Cheeks. Erica, what's that static baby in the background? It's like kind of static with your mic. I'm not sure. It's a little mic, mama.
Oh, there's static coming through.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Oh, so maybe maybe it's a fan. Your voice sounds good, but maybe it's a fan. Okay. But I would never go. I would never send a mass message. Okay, Kimmi Cheeks, Erica, Mod, y'all activate. Go people's lives. But again, if you're in that position where you're sitting on a panel and they're like, Erica, you like Kimmi's Reviews? I can't stand it. You're going to be in a position where you're going to respond if someone is, like that. I would expect that.
Then, but
yes.
And we've already had real life examples of how this went down. Like, if I hear some mess going down, I'm definitely going to try to grab it and send it to you so you can handle it. But I'm not going to just go out and start cussing people out.
And I would never expect you to, nor would I would never want anybody to do that on my behalf, because that would make me look so trashy. Because it would all come back to me and my brand and who I am. And I'm not like that. And I defend my own self, period, 10 toes down. Now, I'm not saying people, you know what I'm saying?
Their name.
Huh?
Some people don't want that kind of energy on their
I don't.
Now, Melody seems like she don't care.
She doesn't. Erica, we were just talking about Melody, how she just doesn't care about what her millimeters represent as far as, I'd say she's afraid to go against her millimeter. She's afraid to come out in public and say, hey, y'all doing too much or blah, blah, blah. Kimmi Cheeks kind of gave her opinion about it as well. What is your thoughts about it?
Okay, so sorry, I was having my mic went out because I think I was earlier. What I was going to say is in terms of Melody and Kimmi was that I don't know, like I don't remember them doing workouts together before. So clearly she invited her to ask her, like, to get the tea, like Kimmi said later, that's why she invited her. And certainly a lawyer, anybody married to a lawyer knows you're not going to speak on the case. So it was like, oh, whatever. I agree with Kiss My Cheeks, although I wouldn't expect Melody to have the same heat to Kimmi to her face. You know what I'm saying? That she did with her smart talking girlfriend. So, but if she really feels a ways, because we see that in the preview that she talks about it again in the next episode, she should really say what she really thinks. You know what I'm saying? Outside of just the gossip. Like if you really
in the next episode, because I can't remember who
are you talking about? Who talking to?
Melody was having lunch with Tisha, I think.
Is it Tisha?
I think it was Tisha. It was somebody it was Tisha, because Tisha started looking like, well, so that's kind of weird too. Like if you want to bring it to the people. Yeah. And I think in this episode, a lot of it comes down to who's like your real friend and just your friend from the, just your friend on air or whatever. Because when people are really going through stuff, nobody's really reaching out to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or showing any sort of support. So, anyway, so, so that being said, I don't feel that, Melody, although I did, on a side note, I did really like the down south personal trainer. Like, I loved her. I was like, oh, I want your spaghetti. Too. Like, I thought I thought that was a good plug for her business, Black owned, doing her thing. She ain't 22 or whatever. So I loved all of that.
She wasn't. I did too.
New exercises, like the exercises she had them doing, my trainer had never made me do. So.
Right. They looked really creative. Like, I really liked that part. I thought Kimmi looked amazing. I almost was like, well, I need me a Melamito shirt because it looked good on her. But getting to the final point, which was the Melometers, I do feel like Melody doesn't really take a stand. So I don't know. I think I've said before, like, I'm not sure if she's trying to be like Beyonce, like, I'm too big to talk on these things. Okay. But when they are reading your friends, maybe you should, she talks on other stuff. Like, it's not like Beyonce don't really be live like that, just talking to the people. Right. Melody does. So you talk on other things when it makes you mad enough. So you need to address your fans as well. Cause it's like, okay, if they're doing something, and especially if it's to people, I think she doesn't like, I don't think she wants anybody to get hurt or get arrested or go to jail. But I feel like if the people are putting out stuff that she knows she can't say because she would get backlash, she's not gonna check them.
Erica, but now mind you, with the whole Stormy situation, that was kind of crazy. She went to jail behind this stuff. And this girl is a straight up I love Mel, because I researched the woman or whatever. She real blogger fan, whatever they call her. She really is into Mel. And I'm not saying Mel's telling her to do all these things, but this girl showed up with property more than one time. Stormy had to go to jail behind it. That was a lot. And when Stormy was coming to her and pleading with her about it, Mel was just like, I'm not saying shit about that. And I did not like that. So I'm just being honest. You should, to me, that was even if she didn't want to address the other that they mentioned, that should have been addressed. Because there was one individual who's a known millimeter.
Well, I think I don't know if it was the last episode, but when we saw Mel actually speak on it, she was like, well, you wouldn't have been arrested if you didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's what she thinks. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why is she going to speak on it? Like,
she went over there, but you should have stayed in the house, because if it was me, I would have just called 911. That's not really speaking on it. That's putting all the blame on Stormy instead of saying, if you're out there doing things to the cast in my name, please don't. That's all you have to say.
That's literally it. And for that statement was ignorant. Oh, people just, you doing something wrong, you're arrested. Ma'am, there are people who are being let out of prison right now who have been in jail and have been doing anything wrong. Come on, man.
Seen you with that gasoline, so don't act like you don't never come out of character. Because Martell showed us the videos of how he can push your buttons to get you to come out of character. So don't act like people can't come up to that lady business and get her to come out of character.
Period.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is not so much that. I'm saying that, how should I put it? Like, Melody probably doesn't really care. That's why she made that comment. Like, she and Stormy might not really, I don't know. I'm not going to speak on their friendship, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like if the Millimeters came for the other friend that she gives all this showtime to, maybe would she have something to say if it was somebody else? I feel like Melody responds based on the relationship. Like, if she's not really feeling the person, and she's like, it is what it is.
But then you are a heartless person, because even though it's my enemy, and I have many, unfortunately, that if that was going on, I would not want my enemy, I would not want it on my name, where if Kimmi sent me an article saying, girl, when one of your crew members are doing such and such, I'm going live immediately, or scheduling a live to speak on it. You know, to say what Kimmi said. Do not do that on my name to anybody. Whether they're my enemy, don't do that on my name. And I think anybody will feel the same way. I'm not calling your name out. I'm not telling you what to do. But for me, I'm going to put it out here. I'm not asking anybody to do these actions. You want to say that. People getting sued for crazy stuff nowadays and being criminally charged and being attached to things. You've got to move a certain way in 2024 to 2025. But especially the new president, I'm keeping it real. You got to be careful how you're moving as a person of color these days. We are under attack, y'all. We are at war. I'm just saying. And so for her to be so nonchalant, like, I don't care. Because to me, Stormy was coming from a place of, girl, this was serious in my life. And I just don't think she took it seriously. But one thing
I agree with that. I just feel like she didn't take it seriously because of where she, like how she feels about Stormy. Like, I don't think, I think she was, like, I mean, I like Melody a lot, but I don't think she cares. Like, I don't think she gives a F. Really, she gives 0. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into Marsau and his wife with that little spat they had up in there. Girl, everything looking so good, talking about the house they build in the community. Next thing I know, because she asked him about her brother. I mean, his brother. He got all. I'm like, bro, you're doing so much. After 45 years, tell me how to be a brother. Well, excuse me, if I'm married to you and your brother was a DUI and I got to see it on TV, social media, I'm going to ask you, hey, have you talked to your brother? Because if we go back a little bit, you remember Mel mentioned she saw him getting right out of jail, drinking, saying free Reese. I didn't know what she was talking about. But then she mentioned it, Tisha mentioned it again, just a Trisha, I'm sorry, whatever. There's so many names. She mentioned it again. She said, yeah, when your brother got out, we were joking about it, saying free Reese. So that actually happened, which brings me to say, what? So you just get out of jail for DUI and you drink at your brother's bar and y'all saying free Reese. So I'm just putting those two together to say, I understand why she asked that question. Give me your thoughts, guys. Kiss my cheeks.
I hate Marcel so much. I dislike the way he talks to his wife. Just how he's condescending. Like, well, you send the letter, and when the complaints come in, I'm gonna have my "I told you so" face. Like, Tisha, cuss him. I don't know what it is. I would just cuss him out, but it'd probably just activate him even more. I can't be around men like Marcel. So whenever he on the TV, it irks my soul. But I hate to agree with his ass. He does know his brother, and as ignorant as it is to see someone get a DUI and then a couple hours later see them at the bar and you're partying with them, tweeting or posting free Reese, that's to me, that's ignorant. I would never do that. I mean, even if I knew you just got a jail, I'm not going to get on social media talking about free Reese, acting like a DUI isn't a serious matter. But these people don't seem too bright after these past 9 seasons anyway. But I think what Marcel was trying to say is, my brother is an attorney. He's a grown-ass man. And if he is getting out of jail for DUI and publicly drinking and on social media, and it's nothing I can say to him to get him to change his actions. I could say, hey, bro, you should stop drinking. Or Maurice know how to get a ride. He know how to call Kimmi and he just bought her a new Jeep, come pick him up. So I think he's saying it's nothing I could say to him to get his drinking out of control. Now, is he trying to hint that Maurice has a drinking problem? Or was he just out drinking and one day got caught up and was a little bit too drunk and couldn't make it to where he was trying to make it to? I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of telling with that for the next episode coming up. We'll get into that at the end of this
but
live.
The fact that he was at Black a couple of hours after he got out of jail, that's checking up on him. Obviously, he alive. He gonna be doing his charges. What conversation you wanted him to have, Tisha? Y'all was just partying with him a few hours later on social media talking about free Reese. So I don't know what Tisha really wanted him to say, because if you really wanted to help your brother, you would have drove him back home and say, yo, this ain't probably the look right after DUI. Maybe you should go back home. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna say this, that I still understand why Tisha asked the question. The way he spoke to her was nasty. You must have felt guilty or somehow or that maybe she was right about something. Because to me, if you didn't feel she was right, why'd you respond with so much smoke? So that's my opinion about that. I didn't like how I spoke to her. It wasn't that dramatic. She didn't come at him wrong. She was literally asking about How is he doing? We ain't seen him since that last time. I'm assuming you talked to him. That's your brother. To me, it should have been as simple as that. Erica, what's your thoughts?
Well, one thing I feel like Tisha always act like she don't know who she married to. So that's the first thing. So it's like, to me, it reveals who Marsau is and has always been. So, I feel like as his wife, the least you can do is try to show him like, you can do better, boo. Like, you should reach out to people when they go through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whether you think they're good or whatever, just to show that you're thinking, that you're concerned. And especially if you sitting up there, we're going to act like it didn't happen. And this is your family. And you know what I'm saying? So I think she was right. He is always, he goes in and out. I'm trying to think of a time that he talked to her good, but he always kind of talks to her kind of crazy for a lot when they have these sort of one-on-one conversations. And so she's trying to show him, she's like his, the good angel trying to show you like, okay, this is what you need to be doing, but he don't never follow that. So, so it's kind of a frustrating conversation. And then when it comes to the interview about Martell, what's interesting is, was it last season? I remember we did a review of when he was going off on Melody because he was team Martell not too long ago. So, he was free Martell a minute ago. So it was like, okay, so he don't talk to Martell, but suddenly now that Martell is on the losing side, now he's doing interviews going off and he don't respect him no more. You've been respecting him for 9 years since we've been watching the show, but now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, he, and the same story about the lies on their marriage. It's like, dude, if Tisha was gonna leave, she would have left. You should have sent the text 8 years ago. Like, why are we still here talking about it? Like, it don't make a difference because she probably already seen the text. Like, who knows? So, but so I think what she was trying to show, and for us to see, I guess, but we already all know he's like a red pill person, basically, that he doesn't, he's not gonna really reach out. He's not gonna reach out to his friends or his brother. Okay, that's who he is.
It is what it is on that one myself. I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to brief talk about that. Most of that, I just didn't like the way he spoke to her. It was really nasty, and I thought that was like, wow. And the way he was looking when he said, "You act like I don't know my brother." It was just his face and the demeanor. It was gross. Okay,
right? So, because one quick thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
It's when we go to the fight, about Martell or whatever, at the end of the episode, they showed a clip from back in the day where he and Maurice were getting into it, when Kimmi was there. You know what I'm saying? That was a clip they went back to, like, y'all be fighting. So it's like, don't act like she's giving you bad advice and telling you how to be your brother. She's telling you how to be a better man, a better friend, a better whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to act like, oh, you're telling me how to be a brother and talking to her all crazy. Don't act like everything between you and Maurice has always been peaches and cream.
Exactly.
So she's trying to help you.
I have a question for the panel before we get into the final scene that we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you think Melody would be a Tisha if that baby Knox wasn't here? Like, if Ariane would have never had a baby by Martell.
Yes, absolutely. And Tisha would be a Melody if one of the side chicks got pregnant on Marsau. If there was a side baby popping up,
I agree.
That's when she would probably be like, okay, now
that's
I got to
get into it. Why do you think they get into it so bad? Because y'all situations, you looking at each other in the mirror, reflecting. That's why y'all always into it. She made a little comment. Oh, she's being a Tisha now. I really hate when people say that with someone else's name. Oh, they're being a so-and-so. Like, you all my face. Oh, we're cool now, but you do a lot of shade talking about the girl behind her back. Give me a break. What'd you say, Kim Cheeks?
I was just saying they're all the same. Like, Melody, you sat with that man for 5 years until that lady decided not to pop her plan B. So,
oh shit.
I mean, I don't really have no sympathy. Like, we ain't talked about. We gotta get to the end. Let's get to the end before I.
But yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that at the exact same thing at the end, Kiss My Cheeks, because the whole time I was like, Tisha, if it was a Marsau Jr. that you didn't give birth to, that was like 2-3 years old, running around Huntsville, it would be something different. So really, it's like, Martell, if you ain't got no baby photos, we don't need photos.
She might be a little bit more lost than Mel, because it seemed like Mel was at least the brains behind her business, so she knew how to parlay that into other businesses.
Yes.
Right. I don't know what Tisha doing. This episode she was the marketing manager. The other week she the secretary. We don't really know what Tisha do. I think she just be
I
playing
don't know either.
business person on television, and she really just in the house cooking and cleaning. But I think Tisha might be in a more, what do I do next?
Like she's limbo.
Like, can she still parlay? Like, cause she probably gonna get half or whatever they got, but can she parlay that into another empire if she don't have Marsau running a business? Like, can she do it on her own, where we can see Melody knows how to do business on her own? So I think Tisha may be in a different scenario than Melody.
No, I agree, but like I said,
yeah, but
Mel's known for being that type of that businesswoman, that brain that taking things that was nothing and turned to something. It's one thing I can say about her. I love the way she thinks. I love how she brands herself over and over and over. She's doing the things. I don't know why that kills me. People who are on TV, reality TV, do not take what they have and expound on it. You're waiting for somebody to knock on your door and say, "Hey, we're going to give you this." No, you got to go out there and get it. Nobody going to give you anything. You parlay being on TV or 15 minutes of fame and make that coin. That's something I've never understood. Go ahead. Final thoughts before we move on to the big D energy.
I think the differences are, one, that Martell and Melody, I think Melody was the brains and Martell, maybe he was like the brawn, maybe he was like, I don't know, doing the construction or something. And then with Marsau and Tisha, I do feel like I don't really feel like one is smarter than the other necessarily. I think they're more 50-50. Now, I'm not sure because I don't feel like Marsau is the brains behind the organization either. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying either person is not. I think they're both good business people, and I think they're both equal. I think some of it, I think Tisha is more, I guess maybe sometimes, I'm gonna say I don't know who listens to criticism. I won't even go there. Okay. But so I think Tisha has tried a whole bunch of different things and nothing's really popped. Because remember the whole thing where she had the website where she was selling whatever and they copied Stormy's website and blah, blah, blah. So she has different things where it's like, I think in her heart, I'm necessarily convinced that she wants to be that big poppin' business person. I think she wants to be a stay-at-home wife, but being the entrepreneur is like hot. You know what I mean? Like that's like the thing to do. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think that she's really into it like that.
Okay. With that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But it's like,
that Marsau is not the type of man that's looking for leadership or criticism or ideas from a woman. So
very caveman mentality.
And it's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur or a stay-at-home mom. It's just that when she gets on camera and talks to her husband about business ideas, the way he criticized her or make it seem like it's a dumb idea.
Yes.
Wait a minute. First of all, he gave away her office. So if you don't have an office space, where you gonna do your business at?
Like that made no sense.
He doesn't want her to be in business. He wants her in the house with them kids.
Like on good times, the cooking and the cleaning, barefoot and pregnant, that type of situation. Right. It gives me that
on camera to be like, "Oh, I'm big 3 degrees, however many degrees she have," because we know she's smart. I'm big smart, and I want to do this, but then your husband cuts you down. It's just hard for me to watch, and I'm just like,
it's almost like he wants to keep her there because he's afraid she's going to surpass him. I'm sorry. That's the way it looks. Even with the brother situation, it's like you are afraid. You think you got this great business plan. You got Black. You guest starred on DC, but then Black is struggling. What we heard, like, keep it real. That this woman probably can surpass you if she actually took her time and not put it into you and put it into herself. She would surpass him. And I think she's afraid of that. And that's sad.
Because we know she's smart. You just picked the wrong one, girl. But to each their own. To each their own.
Let's go ahead and move on to the big D energy.
Can we just say first off, what's her name? Destiny. I hate that name. Every time you say it, it makes me cringe because that to me, that's just not popping. That shouldn't be the brand you're looking for, but that's just for me.
No, I'm gonna say this about that. I'm happy you said that. When you say big D, like that terminology, she was like, "Oh, I don't mean it that way," but ma'am, they're gonna always equate that phrase and your brand with that meaning. because that's the way it's always been. Like you said, Big Willie. All these things are attached to that. So honestly, I agree. I get trying to be catchy or trendy or whatever. It's gonna be like, oh, is it a sex toy? Is it something sexual? Is it something? It's gonna be always something like that. Go ahead, Eric. What do you think, Mama?
I agree. I mean, I feel like that's why she chose the name. She can act like she didn't, but that's why you chose it. That's what it means. We all know what it means. We all know what it kind of refers to. You don't want to, you don't want to put your little stars there. So you just gonna, kind of whatever. But that's what you meant. Because even in the first clip, she's like, well, the only men who don't want to wear it because they don't have it. Well, now you're referencing what we all think it is. So
100%. Yeah.
So that's why she named it that. She could try to play cute and coy, which is fine. Like, what I'm saying? It's stuff that have kind of sexual connotations. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it, but be honest what you were trying to say. So be honest what you were trying to say.
Energy candle. Who wants a sex smelling candle? Like,
it depends on what you're
doing. but that's not her brand that she's trying to put out there. So that's what I'm saying. It's not really.
Should have stuck with Madani. Like, that was a beautiful name. That's what we know you for. If you want to do candles and fragrances in the brand of Madani, keep that going. Keep that going.
Okay. Well, Coated Candy Nights makes lots of money. So Destiny, if that's what you want to do, girl.
But hold on. What we're saying is that's not the problem with the name. If you're gonna do it, be 100%. It seems like a clickbait. You saying this big deal? Right. Oh, it's not that. It's about something else. Like no.
Like no.
It's not to be digging and researching. What's it really mean? Like who will do all that? Come on, let's give you killer, please. Okay, please. Okay, guys. So we have the adults. Field day. I thought that was a cute idea. I did like Destiny's outfit as well. I thought she was cute. But I do think it was kind of a setup. But we'll get to that part at the end. But I thought it was a musical chairs for me. That was hilarious, man. Like the men and the trying to get in the seat. I was like, that was I don't know. Yeah, I was like, I just thought that was weird looking every time. But even Nell getting mad at calling Martell a bitch was hilarious to me. I was like, Nell has no filter, bro. Like
when Martell cuss her out, she gonna be crying.
Let me tell you something for real. But she okay? What do y'all think about when a woman calling a man that name? I want to hear y'all real quick. We'll move on because that was still funny to me. But what do you think? Look at my cheap face. Go ahead.
You get mad enough, you might just say it. But I try not to call anyone a bitch that I'm not friends with. Like I'll use like, hey bitch, something like that. So if I say bitch out of anger, it's because I'm in it. So I try not to use the word bitch unless I know you and I know you're cool with being called that.
Gotcha. For me, my dad was telling me don't say that. And I always said, hey, you just don't go there. If a man might lose it or whatever. Go ahead, Erica.
I agree. I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be, such an easy slip. But sometimes these men get sassy and it just comes out. So
I think nails just become hard to paint. I don't care.
These men don't respect women. So you got to be careful with them because hell, if the camera ain't rolling, they might haul off and hit you.
Yeah, exactly. But if you got your man there, you're good. Her husband's there to back her up. She all right.
Well, to me, Chris was avoiding it. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the drama of it all. When Martell and Destiny, I feel like again, it was a planned takeover. He was acting like he didn't know. I'm gonna say this. What I'm gonna say. When they were standing up there talking, and Martell was standing there, and she was like, "Okay, we're gonna have the da-da-da." And the way they was going, looking at each other, like, "Oh yeah, did you have something you want to say?" Like you can tell this was already pre-planned that he was going to check Marsau, or whether it be produced, like Erica say, whether it was their thing. I don't know. What y'all guys think about that? Kim, my cheeks.
It was very produced that this was an opportunity to check Marsau in front of the group. Let's get everybody together, check Marsau, have a scene. But before we get into the drama of it all, just one more thing. Did you catch his slip where he tried to insinuate him and Destiny might have did something? Now, I think Martell does this on purpose where he says certain things and giggles to get people to talking like, well, did they really do something? I think he does it on purpose. I would hope Destiny ain't that type of girl. I don't think Destiny is that type of girl.
You talking about that jealousy comment because of Nell's son being there? You talking about that part?
Right, when he was like,
you acting all funny because your man here and she's talking about you acting like you jealous or something.
he said something that made it seem like him and Destiny had a little something. And then he called himself and was like, yeah, your man here. And then, your boy, what's the boy name? Moses. Like he threw Moses in there. But he said something that insinuated he was talking about himself. And I was like, Martell,
I didn't catch that one.
And that's why everybody keeps saying something, Destiny. But I think Martell is doing it on purpose.
He is. He also is a hater.
I did catch it, but I can't remember now that I can't remember because I know that part when he said that whole thing about Lance and through Moses, and I was like, where are we going with this? So I do know what you're saying, but I don't remember the exact comment. Like I wish I could remember the comment that he made because it was something where it was like, wait, so what are you saying? Are you saying that you all? And honestly, this is the same thing we went through with Tisha. So some of it, I don't know. Like I hate to just
Tisha now. I believe him and Tisha did something. I believe that.
I mean, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we wouldn't have known nothing until he started dropping stuff. He's dropped stuff with her. Now he's in and out with Dusty. So I don't know if it's like people trying to make story. I don't know if it's them or producers or storylines or whatever, because it doesn't seem like it necessarily flows with what's happening. But I did think from the beginning, like when she first said she was going to do the get together, it was clearly like, I don't know, it was clearly like a note from production because you didn't even have Melody's number. So you weren't going to really have Melody there, let you tell it. And so it was clearly something where
Kimmi, y'all, Melody blocked Kimmi as soon as that exercise event was over. She said block.
I know, right? So it was like, yeah, so it's just like, okay, she didn't tell me nothing. Okay, delete. So yeah, so I do feel like production was like, we've had a few dry episodes. Let's have this powwow.
Wow,
like,
not dry.
I mean, I hate to say that. They were a little dry. I mean, they were interesting, but a little dry. And so it seemed like it was, and even the way this episode was produced, because I was like, okay, we've been sitting here for 40 minutes, but the last 5 are interesting. Like, are we serious right now? Like this was the preview from last week. Now we're watching the same preview for next week. Like I'm like, stop! Can we just get editing this? Like, what are we doing?
My whole thing. Let me say this. My whole thing was when, Martell kind of crying about that. Nobody reached out to him when he was going through his legal struggles, whatever was going on. Him and his ex-wife, blah blah. The baby mama, side piece, potato salad, whatever. He's drama, okay. And he whines a lot. I'm sorry. So felt the way about the interview that Marsau did, which I didn't even see. Now Marsau with the smoke, because Marsau had a lot of smoke when he was like about the revenge porn. My thing is, you're saying that you had an issue with Martell when the question was asked about it, but wasn't for sure if that was done. But then you said I lost all respect for him. So to me, I felt both of them was on some BS in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because Martell, you want people to reach out to you. You acting a whole fool out in these streets. Don't understand that part. Marsau, in the situation of the 20 women, I didn't like that for 2 reasons. It was nasty to do that in front of all your group of friends. For 2, to do that in front of his wife. Like for me as his wife, baby, I don't know if I could have been sitting there. I would have want my husband or my boyfriend or whatever to respond and see. But me, myself, bro, you have no respect for me. I'm about to get by my seat. It's going to be so small between you and I because you are disrespecting me in 100 different ways by saying this man slept with 20 women while he was married to me. I just did not like that. Now, the revenge porn, I understand a man saying I have no respect for you for doing revenge porn and all these things. And then here go Destiny. Well, now that you're hearing it's not true, like all of it was so fugazi. Marsau was not prepared for that. I understand why he was so angry, but at the same time, Marsau, you said in the whole live interview how you felt about this man. My thing is with the both of them, why is it we're having a discussion now? Y'all done been to this face 1,000 times. Why is it just now we're addressing that? I'm about to get up and stand in your face, run to the car to get the receipts. Acting like women. Acting like women. I'm sorry. Come on, go ahead. This is so irritating. Go ahead.
I was just saying first, I don't think they fool with each other off camera. So that probably was the first time.
No, what I mean, they've been on camera in other situations. They had when the women had the vacation, they all got together. They could have had that hashed up right then and there. To me, that was a perfect moment because they were questioning Martell even that day. Like,
we need to know how much of this is scripted and performative and how much is real. Because remember a couple of seasons ago, on IG, Maurice and Marsau was going at it. The brothers hate each other. And then when the show came on, it was all love. I love my brother. Da, da, da. And I was like, well, when they gonna get to fighting? Because they was all on Instagram fighting. So maybe this is something they do where they fight. We gonna make a show, but then we boys, we gonna go have drinks, whatever later. I don't know what's real with these people. I'm just like, Marsau, this is the line. You seen Martell do all kind of crazy, disrespectful stuff to Melody, but you also don't respect women, so you probably ain't care. I feel like it was a public outcry when we heard this story of how he tried to blackmail Melody by sending some picture. If you don't stop doing this, I'm gonna release this tape. And everybody, like, social media went crazy, like, that's revenge porn. Martell is wrong for this. And I feel like you didn't get the outcry until after that season, last season aired, and you kind of said, oh, I was on the wrong side of that. Because last season, free Martell, you wrong. I don't want to see no black man in jail. It ain't right. His kids was with him and all this. And everyone hated Melody for what he did. But then once y'all heard the facts and y'all saw how much we rolled with Melody because that was so wrong, oh, I'm on the wrong side of this, so I ain't got no respect. I draw the line at revenge porn. And I'm like, you being fake. You really don't give a damn. And if social media didn't give a damn, you still wouldn't give a damn. So don't act like you have some kind of care or concern because you probably was the one that told Martell to send a damn picture the way y'all get down in the dirt together. Like, I just felt like it was fake. I'm really upset with it because I was ready. I'm like, show the picture. What a lady face, show it to Tisha so she could shut the hell up. Where the
that's the other issue I had. I'm sorry, the last thing I'm gonna say. That's the other issue I had. You were being so fugazi. You weren't saying anything. You weren't saying. You kept on saying, "I got the receipt." You want to see it, and she's begging you. She's begging you to show it. Like, that was weird. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because why would another man have another man's cheating in his phone? Whatever kind of dirt Marsau was doing would be in Marsau's phone or his second phone. Why would it be in Martell's phone? Marsau's dirt. I don't know. But I do believe that he cheats. Like, I ain't got to see, we ain't got to see no receipt to believe that man be out there doing some dirt. So, but I just thought we was finally going to see a receipt. At this point, please leave Marsau alone. Tisha love that man. She ain't going to leave him. She don't care what he do, how he talk to her, how he treats her. She's in it. She's in it for the long haul. To death do her part. Ain't going nowhere. So can we drop it? I don't really care who want to cheat with Marsau. I don't know who would want to cheat with Marsau. Whoever it is, let that man cheat in peace like he been doing. Stop trying to blow up his spot because you got with some kind of airhead that wants some kind of clout over busting up for busting it wide open for a married man. Just the wrong side piece, Martell. You can't be mad that Marsau found him somebody that got some equally to lose and they want to cheat in peace. Let that man continue to cheat in peace on his own.
Shady, dirt in front of his wife. I just didn't like that. Go ahead, Erica. Come on, mama.
Okay, so I think it's a couple of things. I think that Martell is holding this in because when he first outed with the side baby or whatever,
potato salad.
Exactly. With him and coleslaw and all of that, which I don't know why people are so hate. I mean, side dishes make a meal. I'm just going to say that. But anyway.
Oh, Jesus.
Meal ain't good if all you got is protein. That's just something. That's a different type of diet. Right. That's a different kind of diet. So some of these things are like from forever ago. Like, we've been talking about this for a long time. So that's really the issue with Melody and Tisha as well, is that, okay, you all are coming at me, and we all know that they all went to Atlanta and the hunchbacks or the linebackers and all that stuff. So I
cannot.
So when they've been out together and it's all guys and some cheating has gone down, I think Martell feels away because he knows everybody has partaked. And then everybody wants to act all better than him because he got caught with it. So I so I think that's where his anger has always stemmed from Marsau. So he's like, but that being said, I think over the years he has let some things loose. So I don't think this isn't the first time Kimmi has heard any of this. She's had to battle it on Instagram, on and on and on. So to me, I think to now act like you're going to bring a receipt that's going to break up their marriage, that's not going to happen. But it does bring to light kind of, I don't know, were him and Marsau were you ever really friends? Because when you were like free Martell, when we were critiquing what you had to say to Melody, and Melody, maybe she explained whatever. If you believed what Melody said, if you were a friend, you would have went back to Martell well before this interview and said, look, did you do this or whatever? Or this caused me to lose respect for you. But he shouldn't have to hear it on an interview if you all are actually friends. So I think Martell, now you realize there's no boy code or bro code, if this ain't your bro. Like, he don't mess with you. And he probably didn't mess with you before. You all were just filmmates.
Wow. Interesting.
I got a question. I wrote down a couple of notes. First question, are these interview storylines? Because it seems like every season a couple of people do interviews, and then the whole season be about, well, I'm mad at you because you said this. Like, really, this season, what have we been talking about but people confronting people about interviews? So are people kind of putting 20 on 10 in these interviews to keep the show going? Because it seems like the show ain't nothing about critiquing interviews.
I'm gonna say this because Carlos King, he utilizes that guy he has as his mentee or whatever. That's the only people that really interview people from Love and Marriage Huntsville. He wants to monopolize that. So the more interviews you're seeing, but you usually tied through him, it's a double. I'm gonna promote my mentee, promote my channel, promote my brand, plus make the show messy. So just Carlos King just double dipping is what he's doing.
Or their Instagram lives.
Also, what I really think is because especially this cast in particular, maybe more so than some of the others, they're very, very heavy on social media. So like, I remember kind of, because it was so long ago, when Martell's thing and when he was interviewed with Tasha K and all this other stuff. So I think this is the only way to really tie in the season with real time, because we've seen so much of this. Like, we saw forever. We saw when Destiny got arrested. We saw when Maurice got arrested or whatever. We saw all this stuff on Instagram. So I feel like that's also the producer's way of making it relevant, because it, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, it's like, okay, we want to see we want to see the commercial side of what we've already seen live, right? Or what we've already heard people reacting to live. People have done videos on stuff they've said on Instagram and stuff. So it's like, okay, so they are definitely impacted on it. And I think if they weren't so messy on social media, then we could get more in the actual episodes. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's like, if we've seen all this on live, then because every season, half the season is your mama said this about me on Instagram. Your mother sent this on Twitter. And it's like, okay. And we all done seen it like 8 months ago. So it's like
they're all turned into podcasts. I watched Bell Collective today. The men got a podcast. Love Mary Detroit got a podcast. They're all trying to be bloggers and podcasters now, doing their own kind of recaps about them being on TV show. Look, I have a whole other topic to talk about all that what they're doing, but hey, whatever. And Carlos King, y'all already know he's just trying to be.
I don't mind when cast members do a podcast if you're going to be like Candy. Like, if you're going to get on there and
for sure.
Was what we didn't see.
What the right way.
You're just going to get on there and talk and do more of explaining yourself. I don't really.
That's all. That's what I'm saying. But the way Candy did it to me was like a content creator. That's why, the way Candy did it, she did like the way we do it. She did. So everybody else came on there was like, oh, this what happened to me in this scene. I was like, bro, we spent 30 minutes talking about your one scene and nothing else.
Right. We don't care. But before you close it, Kamisha, I just want to say, if you really listen to Kimmi and to Tisha and watch their body language, They tell on themselves. Like when Martell brought that phone out, Tisha froze into a stone. Like she didn't blink her eyes. And then after about 30 seconds, she got active. Show it. I'm tired of attacking my marriage. But she froze. You could tell Tisha was scared. Like, what is he about to pull out this phone?
She did have the face. She did.
And like Kimmi last week, when she was talking about, well, he ain't come home. So the first place I looked was maybe he fell asleep at his office again. Is that cold? Is that the new party place where they get down? Is at the office and you got to pull up to the office and see what the man is doing? Because he ain't doing that much credit repair to be that sleepy at work.
Wow. Damn. What the hell? No.
Okay, I stopped. That was too much. I stopped.
No, I think that's right, girl. I mean, bad credit is hard, girl. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've got many dispute letters to be sleeping at work. Like
up late at night, girl.
But between Black having one person in there and him not have nothing to do, like what the brother got going on, y'all? What is happening? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Well, I think also, kiss my cheeks, I think that's why nobody, because this is an argument that's been brewing for years and for many seasons. And so I think that's why Destiny is the only halfway new person that's in the middle of it, because everybody else was like, I don't want my ish to be out. So I don't know what else Martell got in his phone. So I'm just going to be quiet and see how
everybody was quiet. Destiny said, y'all do the movie around.
So maybe Martell might have some shit in his phone because all of them were silent.
They were radio silence.
Everybody was silent. And only Marsau's like, show me your 50K. We know that man ain't got 50K. I really don't believe y'all got 50K. But
right. I was like, why is this about 50? Wait, are we arguing about money?
I was like, what are we distraction?
Let's rewind it back to the side piece. The
distraction.
Side dishes.
Let's go pictures in the phone.
I'm trying to figure out how you got caught slipping when you got 20 women you done been with while he been married and he got evidence of that. What you doing? 20 women? You should have had no evidence of behind. How you got a whole picture or video or whatever he has in the phone? Because he got something.
I mean, it might be a group chat because I feel like these are guys
the men talking
or maybe how you go out and you hooking with somebody and then she brings her friend and her friend hooks up with your friend, like, and then both the men are married. Like,
Martell did say to Destiny that he had seen it. He said he actually saw it because he went out a few times with Marsau, and he made that point to Destiny last week saying, oh yeah, I know he's been cheating. I've seen him do it, been out, So I don't know if you taking pictures like a woman. I don't know if you recording it.
They had them pictures in Atlanta. It ain't no telling what they got in them phones.
Ooh, it sure ain't.
They all got quiet for about 30 seconds.
I mean,
everybody was like, they're like, he's going for the phone. Oh no.
Just don't look at me. I'm in that phone. Look, I'm in that phone.
Between you and Marsau.
Somebody was like, throw that phone in some water. Look.
My boy was like, I just got DUI. Just got out of trouble. I don't want to be in it. I'm just Lord have mercy.
He's like, Melody talking about he got some red lipstick on in his mugshot.
Baby. And I zoomed in on the picture, baby. It got I seen it.
But I got my glasses on.
Okay, maybe he was drinking some red Kappa juice or red Kool-Aid or something. We don't know what he was drinking.
We don't know.
Now good word that lipstick when it get on the man lip, it looks like a it ain't no Kool-Aid.
I didn't see any lipstick. I didn't see it, but I'll investigate more next week.
Yes, we'll talk about more. Okay, y'all. What y'all got going on so we can get up out of here? I want to eat some of my gumbo I made for the Thanksgiving. I'm hungry. All right, so what y'all got? What time y'all going on your channel? Kiss my cheeks. What's up?
I'm about to get out of here and go do a little shopping real quick. But tonight I got to catch up on Survivor because my family was here for Thanksgiving, so I haven't watched anything. So Survivor tonight. I still got to watch Bell Collective. That might be tomorrow night. And then reviews as normal. Weekend and reality on Mondays. Survivor and the challenge on Thursdays.
I got to do it. I don't know if they played the episode of the challenge or not this week, but I'm behind on that. And I haven't done a recap on it. But I think I'm going to be interviewing Naya this week. So I'm really excited about doing that. But I've interviewed her before. And so she's just a good friend, just like, Ayana is to me. Not a good friend, what I'm saying, social media,
yeah,
whatever.
I like Naya.
So, Erica, what you got going on your channel, Mama?
I'm doing Life After Lockup, and then I think Love During Lockup is going to start in a couple of weeks. And I have some other shows that I'm going to get caught up on. I think I'm going to actually participate in Vlogmas this December.
Yes, I'm encouraging you guys to do Vlogmas. Yes, please.
I
That's
say
gonna be
it, I'd be lying. So I ain't even gonna say it. If you see me throw up some videos, I throw them up.
Well, I'm saying, to me, I always tell you guys, you don't have to do it like some people commit to it the whole first day, second day, whatever. But I'm saying, if you do a Christmas vlog about you shop, the jewelry, whatever, then just put your hashtag on it. That's all you gotta do. You know.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna do some extra things. So yeah. So
well, I'm proud of that, man. I like that a lot. All right, guys, we are out of here. This is Kimmi's Reviews. Thank you so much for checking out the panel for today. It was a really good discussion. With that being said, happy holidays. We out of here. Bye. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt it. It is what it is. Period.